For as long as I can remember, I've always struggled with my weight. Growing up, I was always a kid with chubby cheeks who got them pinched by all the aunties in the family, and I was also the kid that much rather preferred sitting at home playing RuneScape than going outside to do any sort of physical activity. As I got older, I did make several attempts to get things under control. At the end of high school, I got a gym membership and I lost quite a bit of weight by going on the elliptical several times a week, but unfortunately that never stuck. A few years later, at the end of college, I decided to sign up for a Couch to 5K program, and I made it all the way to week 7 out of 8, and then I quit because the weather got a bit too cold for me and I lost the motivation to finish. Most recently, just a few years ago, I did lose quite a bit of weight again, this time by cutting out a lot of sugary drinks from my diet, but again, that never stuck, and since then, I've gained a lot of that weight back. In December last year, I turned 30 years old, and even though I was probably being a little bit dramatic, I definitely felt my body aging. And as you know, I read a lot of nonfiction books, and every health book that you read will tell you as you get older, your ability to stay in shape will decrease. At that point, the seed was planted in my mind that I didn't want to grow old and lose the ability to do normal things. There are a lot of people in my community who didn't prioritize their health earlier in life, and now they're paying the consequences for that. I definitely did not want to go down that road, so I started taking some small actions. It was really nothing crazy. At the beginning of the year, I began tracking my steps every single day. I started going on walks more. I even invested in a walking treadmill for my desk. So I really wanted to take this fitness thing a bit more seriously this year. Now at this point, something very interesting happened. Almost like it was meant to be at this exact time, Casey Neistat uploaded a new video that completely impacted my perspective on health. And I think in my opinion, is probably the best video he's ever posted. It's the video where he talks about his journey with running. Now, Casey has always been a huge inspiration for me here on YouTube. He's the whole reason why I got started filming videos and making vlogs. But for a long time now, I've seen his commitment to running every single day, every single week, but I never really understood what kept him going. And this video that he recently posted answered that question. Having a goal is such a powerful way to get yourself up to do something. For Casey, it was the fact that he got into a really bad accident and had surgery on his leg with the metal rod implanted in him, and then proving to himself that he could run a marathon in under 3 hours, even though the doctors told him he would never run again. I knew for me, if I wanted to take this health thing more seriously, having a big goal that I'm working towards will definitely keep me committed. Now, thankfully, I did not get into any kind of accident or have surgery on my leg, but Casey's video definitely inspired me to take up running as a new hobby. Now, I've always hated to run. I never enjoyed it while I was in school. It was my least favorite activity, but the thought of one day running a 5K, maybe even a marathon, really got my juices flowing. So in March of this year, my journey officially started. 3 times a week, every single week, for 2 months straight, I got in the car every morning and drove to a local park and followed a Couch to 5K program. And I'm really happy to say just a few days ago from making this video, I have completed my first 5K ever. Now, I know this video is not going to be anywhere near as inspiring as Casey's video was for me, but I do know that there are also a lot of people out there who struggle with their weight or maybe want to be a bit more health conscious. And if you are thinking about doing a Couch to 5K or running, I want you to know that if I can do it in about 2 months, so can you. Now that I've finished my 5K recently, my next goal is to run a half marathon later this year in October. I've already started my training plan for that, and I'm really excited to keep this running thing going. I really do see it being a part of my life for the foreseeable future, and hopefully turn my health around in a really positive way. I do want to take a quick minute for anyone who is thinking about doing a Couch to 5K, some specific tips that I wish I knew earlier on that I hope will help you in your journey. The first and probably most important thing is to make sure you set a specific goal and gamify it. For me, in March, when I first began my Couch to 5K, one of the first things I did was sign up for a 5K race in June, even though it felt like weeks and weeks away and I was nowhere ready to do it yet, I had it on the calendar, and because of that, I stuck with my goal and followed through. Secondly, I'm also a really big tech guy, so having a tech-focused health training program really helped in keeping me motivated. Here are a few things that if you are interested in would help ease your journey in Couch to 5K. The first thing I'll recommend is a Couch to 5K app. Having an app on your phone that literally tells you exactly what to do every single time you go running is so much easier than finding a worksheet online that you have to read through and follow. Just having an app that you have in your headphones as you run that'll tell you when to walk and run makes it so much easier. The second thing is definitely get yourself a Strava account. Having Strava is a great way to follow other runners on social media or other friends you have in real life that also like to run. I found that to be very inspiring, especially following friends in real life that I know like to run and seeing their numbers and realizing how incredible that is. It just really gets you really motivated. Now, this next piece of advice may not be affordable for some people, and that's okay, but if you can afford it, getting a fitness tracker like an Apple Watch or a Garmin watch makes a big difference in keeping track of your health metrics. For me, around week 6 or 7 of my Couch to 5K program, I invested in a Garmin watch because Garmin tends to be a much more popular choice for serious runners, and because I want to run for the foreseeable future and because every other person I follow on Strava has a Garmin, I made the choice to invest in a running focused watch, and I really do enjoy it. And I love having all these features that keep track of my pace, my heart rate, and all those things in a running focused manner right on my wrist. Now, the last tip I have is not tech related, but it is just as important as everything else I've been saying. Just stick with the schedule that you set for yourself. For me, I did it every morning before work, 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday usually, and I would just run regardless of the weather. Some days it was raining and I still went out. I was that guy who was running in the rain. I can't believe it. But when you're starting out, having that commitment, rain or shine, really makes a huge difference. Obviously, use your judgment, but if you can be committed earlier on, it will really help you later on. It just makes you mentally stronger for the long game. Now, I know this video was a bit different than usual, so thank you for sticking to the end if you are still watching right now. Let me know in the comments down below if you enjoy videos like this that are a bit different than book tech and e-reader reviews. I am trying to experiment right now with the strategy of this channel. I will be trying some other kinds of videos, so I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Also, if you're into running and want to connect with me on Strava, leave a comment down below as well. I would love to connect with you and any other fellow runners in this bookworm community that we have right now. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.